بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم رب زدني علما.
Now, understanding the certifications and Cisco is important. Like we all know, Cisco is a leading manufacturer of the networking devices. If you go to the Cisco website, you'll find the Cisco will be uh, is the is the one who is going to provide different products, and there are multiple products Cisco offers when it comes to networking, whether routers, switches, or wireless devices, or if you go with the security products or collaboration, computing software, there are many things. Okay, so now the Cisco also designed the certification. So Cisco designed all these certifications into multiple levels. Like if we just go with the basic overview of the certifications to start with, you generally have three different levels of certifications. We have something like the associate level certification that is going to be the first step, most likely the initial step which you have to take, and then you can advance yourself to the professional level certifications, which we call as CCNP, the Cisco Certified Network Professional. And then you can advance yourself in the future once you add some experience and core in-depth skills. You can also advance yourself to expert level certifications. Okay, like Cisco is the leading manufacturer of the networking devices, and Cisco provides the certifications in three main levels. Again, there is a specific specialist certification, which is something depends on the papers, what you write. So we'll talk about that specialist, but mainly if you see these levels, you have a CCNP, associate, professional, and the expert level certifications. Now, again, if you categorize the certifications of Cisco, we can categorize them in two parts, like starting from Feb 2020, around when the Cisco updated the Cisco syllabus, they have added a few more things like adding some kind of automation related stuff, where you can also include some automation or programming and automation, network programming and automation concepts. So for that, there is a specific certification called DevNet. Okay, so that is more focused on the software engineers trying to develop the code or trying to automate. So that is more on the automation side, more applicable for the programming kind of stuff. And the main role still depends on the engineering level. Engineering is more on the technical part. So when you say engineering, it's more on the technical part, like where you are working with routers and switches and you have core technical skills 70 to 80%, and you just have 10 to 20% of automation skills, or you just use some inbuilt automation softwares to utilize, but you're not going to develop any technical codes. So basically, the engineering track is more about utilizing the automation skills, but you don't develop any kind of code. So something like that. You can categorize that. Let's say the 80% of the contents what we cover, it's more on the technical part, and maybe you need to have some 20% of the automation skills where you need to know how to use those tools, how to automate the tasks, how to build some basic scripts, those kind of things. But you're not going to develop any code, or you're not going to develop any kind of software like that. Whereas when you are trying to get into this part, like if you are a programmer, now here it will be kind of a reverse, where the core skills will be more on development, developing a software or generating a code, and 20 to 30% you still need to have the understand the basic functionality of the devices, how they behave, what are the different tasks. You still need to know the technical part, but this is not more on the technical side. You generally know the technical stuff, but the main role will be on developing the tools or using the automation tools. Okay, that's something kind of a track. Okay, so again, as I said, our main focus is more on the engineering side, where it's more on the technical part. So the categories, the certification categories are three different levels, like what we covered: CCNA, associate, professional, and the expert level certifications. And then in terms of categorization, like in terms of skill set, you can be either on the technical or on the software side. Okay. So if you see the roadmap for planning your Cisco certifications, it can be either planning a certifications, or it can be learning. I'm not specifically forcing that you must go with all the certifications, but whenever you plan to update yourself or upgrade yourself with the latest technologies, you need to advance yourself with a skill set. And the Cisco offers you the different certification tracks, and Cisco offers you different levels, which will help you to understand, or like a syllabus, they will offer you to add more skill set. Okay. So for all these things, you need to have the CCNA is going to be like the first level of certification, or the first step. So the prerequisite is like CCNA. If you are going with the CCNP classes, or if you're going with any advanced, you already need to have the CCNA level knowledge. Or if you're just starting for the first time, then probably this is going to be the first step. Okay. So if you are new to the networking, then probably CCNA is going to be the first step. Now, once you are done with the CCNA, it's not like you need to do certifications. Even if you have a very good understanding and the knowledge of the CCNA, and you have done some enough lab practices, or even if you have some kind of work experience relevant, that these are all added skills. But minimum, you need to have a knowledge and the lab practice. That's a minimum thing. Additionally, if you have some certifications, those are again added skill set, we can say. Now, once you have these things, so the next thing, you can excel, or you can advance yourself to next level certifications. That is your CCNP, the professional level certification, and then we have the expert level certifications. Okay. So that's where specializations comes into picture. Now, if you see, there are many CCNP or CCIE certifications. Now, these different tracks will give a different technologies you are going to implement. So the common CCNP, what you generally go with is CCNP Enterprise. So this was initially called as a routing switching, which mainly focuses on the switching, the more on the LAN, implementing a LAN or campus area network where you have hundreds of devices, like hundred to thousands of devices running in your network. At the same time, it also focuses on the WAN, where the routing protocols are implemented. You connect multiple sites and you exchange the routes. There are many things included in that. So this is going to be the most common track which everyone follows. And the main reason why this is the most common track, because at the end, everything you implement, whether you are implementing any network like security, or if you're working in a service provider, the routing switching is going to play a key important role. So normally, I because at the end, CCNA is only the prerequisite. What in terms of official you can say, but in terms of practically, normally what I say is, even if you're going for any of these specializations, whether on a security or data center, most of the people will add this skill set to start working and adding some experience. Okay, so at the end, you need to have the LAN and the WAN knowledge and implementation, troubleshooting, which is something what you will see at the CCNP enterprise level. Now, once you are at this level, once you add this skill set, and once you add some experience, of course, you need to add some experience as well with the proper skill set. Then now you can advance yourself in expert level. Either you can just plan up to CCIE, where you will be adding some more additional skill set like SD-WAN or SD access or some automation. This kind of skill set you will be adding, and you'll be going for the CCIE enterprise, which is again more a kind of a normal roadmap which we suggest for people with an experience. Either you can go like that, or you can add multiple skill set. Now you have two options here. Either you can advance yourself to expert level, or if you're working, most of the organizations will expect you to have multiple skill set, like adding some security skill set or other things. Now at this level, let me just give an overview of the different certification tracks. Again, you have a security CCNP and CCIE. So you can either go directly to this one, or you can go this way. I generally prefer via CCNP Enterprise. This is the preferred road, which I normally suggest. Because once you go from CCNP Enterprise to CCNP Security, now you will add multiple skill set. You have the routing switching knowledge along with security knowledge, which will be an added skill set. And of course, you implement security on the top of routing, LAN and WAN only, right? So then you have some core in-depth routing switching skills, which is going to add your profile with more security skills like that. Okay. So if you want to make your profile as a network security engineer or a firewall administrator or, different kind of security kind of profiles, then you can add the CCNP skills. And after that, you can go to advance your skills to CCI security or other firewalls. Like you can also add some other firewalls like Palo Alto, Checkpoint, or any other vendor firewalls to make sure that you have a strong security profile with multiple firewall skills and multiple different vendors generally. Because in terms of security, Cisco have its own products. At the same time, in the production networks, you also have other vendors, compatible vendors in the market where you need to have multiple skills in. So moving on with other tracks. Now again, if you're working for a service provider, now again, let's say if your goal is you might be working for a service provider. No service provider like it can be anything like AT&T or Verizon, Sprint. Or if you're based in India, it can be a Tata or Reliance or any kind of different service providers. In UAE, if you're working for Etisalat, those kind of service providers, which provides core service provider technologies. Like the job of the service providers is to provide you the internet services along with WAN services like MPLS, these kind of things. They use MPLS, BGP, these kind of specialized technologies. So if your core skills is to develop the service provider based technologies, then you can advance yourself to CCNP service provider, and then on the top you can add CCIE certifications. Okay. So again, as I said, either you can go directly or even if you're covering CCNP enterprise, it's like you're almost covering 40 to 50% of the service provider technologies also, because most of the technologies here in service provider and enterprise, they overlap. Okay. Now, what if I'm working for a data center? Like, let's say if you're working for a data center, now data centers generally host servers or provide some cloud services, or there are many things what they offer. So they maintain some specialized servers. Like in CCNP data center, you have an ACI, you have Nexus switches, specialized switches on the data center. So there's a specialized technologies used, data center automation, these kind of things. So if you want to advance your skills to a more data center based profile where you have the core experience, or you might be working on a data center at the basic level and you want to advance yourself to into advanced data center technologies to move to the next level, whether the level 2 or level 3, then you can add this skill set. Okay. So that's more on the data center. Similar way, you have the collaboration track. This mainly focuses on the voice and the video based applications or based IP phones, call managers, those kind of services like Vivo IP, telephony, Vivo IP, those kind of services. This is the specialized track collaboration. And the other one, as I said, the DevNet. DevNet is more on the programming side, where you will be developing some codes more on the programming side. So you need to go with DevNet Associate, and then you can advance yourself to DevNet Professional and DevNet Expert. Okay. So at the end, you don't need to have a CCNA because mostly you just cover the basic networking, most concepts. Either you can do after CCNA or you can directly start. If you're a programmer, you can just start from here. Okay. So the DevNet part is more on the software development part, whereas the technical part is more on implementing, managing, and troubleshooting the network infrastructure. So majorly, it depends on where you want to exactly specialize. Now, majority of the engineers, what we train or what we do more on the network infrastructure side, because we are not getting into much on the development part, but we still utilize the automation tools here. Okay, that's how it is. Okay, so the roadmap will be like the CCNA is going to be the prerequisite skills. If you are doing any of the CCNP level exams or trainings, so the basic prerequisite, I expect you to already have the CCNA level skills, and then some kind of work experience, and then you can advance yourself to CCI level as well. Now, this is a quick overview of the certifications. Basically, we'll also get into some more in details like individual tracks. But again, if you come, this is something you need to know. Now, these things will change, but mostly these are the common tracks which has been there for more than 4 years or 5 years. And most likely these are the technologies. So the names have changed from time to time. Like previously, this was voice, this was routing switching. Okay, so now they referred as enterprise and collaboration. That's going to, and DevNet is something recently added 4 5 years, like 2020, around that time. Okay, so the individual tracks we'll also talk about probably in the later on when we get into individual specialist tracks. We'll try to see what exactly they cover.